You're gonna have people calling.
You're live with Alvin After Dark, brought to you by BMW Freeport. Contact my Boyd Canty, over at BMW Freeport, even market for a BMW. Also, we're brought to you by Auto Lease Direct. Auto Lease Direct, you're looking for a lease car, Toyota, Honda. See my man Ron Chin over at Auto Lease Direct, 4219 Merrick Road in Massapequa, New York. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing this evening? Listen, if you're just tuning in, we're going to talk about men's health. But before we go into men's health, I want to introduce some people to my left and my right. Got my boy,
Rico Freak Life.
and my other boy.
Skin 357.
That's right. So we're going to talk about men's health and awareness. And the question is, who do men talk to when it comes to their mental health? Who do men talk to when it comes to their physical health? And one of the reasons why we want to bring that up because also of the situations that we're in right now. You know, and it's very, very important. Just kind of recap from last week. Kind of rewind again. But from last week, we spoke about relationship and finance and how finance plays such a huge part in people's breakups. It's one of the leading causes of breakups actually in relationships is finance.
Right.
So if you didn't tune into that last week, that's what we spoke about last week. And if you want to call in and chop it up with us, the number is 516-945-9099. But once again, you're live with Alvin After Dark. And you know, one of the reasons why I got these two gentlemen with me because we're men. You know, who do we talk to when it pertains to our mental health? Who do we turn to? We're going to talk about that this evening. And but before we do, I want these two gentlemen to introduce what they do because these guys are also on social media. And once again, my platform, we talk about entertainment, fashion, health, relationship, trending topics, and culture. Also, we give entrepreneurs a platform to market themselves. We always do that. We definitely do that. So, my boy right here, what do you do? Well, I know you got stuff going on. What kind of stuff you got going on?
Well, my name is Oscar Ortiz, but I go by Skin 357 on IG, so hit me up. Basically, what I do, my layman job is I'm an addiction specialist. So basically, I'm an addiction counselor. So I work with individuals that have substance abuse and alcohol problems, as well as mental health problems. But my side gig is trying to start my own fashion and sneaker line. So working with brothers at HHD Media, which has the hustle though. Previously I came on the show and showed the line that we have, but due to the COVID, everything's slowed down. Everything's slowed down to the point where we're just not even moving. But eventually, when this whole thing comes over, we'll start back again.
Definitely. And my other boy right here, Rico with Freak Life. Tell him what you do, how you do it.
Good evening. Rico, 9-to-5 guy, family guy, but also entrepreneur, Freak Life Apparel. Been working on it for a while and things are looking good. Close friend of Alvin's. And pretty much I'm, just moving and shaking and trying to freak my life.
No doubt. So once again, we live with Alvin After Dark. We're going to talk about men's mental health. And, a lot of men are out here and they have mental health issues. And it's a challenge. And a lot of brothers do not talk about their mental health challenges because we find talking about our challenges and our problems as a sign of weakness.
Yes.
We think that talking about our personal grievances or personal problems, whatever those problems are, those challenges, it's a weakness. We look at crying as a weakness that starts from, and I believe it starts from us just growing up when we're kids.
That's right, men don't cry.
That's right, men don't cry, but men don't understand that when you show that vulnerability part of you, that crying is a sign of strength. It's a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. So in your professional view, how has mental health played a major role in men's lives?
I think it's cultural. So mental health, a lot of Black and Hispanic men do not talk about their mental health issues or mental health problems. Like you said, it's a sign of weakness. And if we do talk about it, we talk about it to our friends or family members, and they're not giving us the appropriate advice because they're our friends and you don't want to hurt your friend, you don't want to hurt your family member. If your family member does have some type of mental health issues, I'm sure we all have family members that, you kept in a back room somewhere, and as long as that's little Jay, just leave him alone, he'll be all right. Yeah. And that's how we usually treat our family members or friends that have a mental health issue, in my day-to-day work, I see mental health every day. Every day. Most of my clients do have both, which we call dual diagnosed problems. So they have a substance abuse problem, and they could also have a mental health problem. And you see the mental health problem, usually the drugs and alcohol are what they're trying to, escape from for the mental health. They use that to escape from their mental health issues.
Now your 9 to 5 job. I know your 9 to 5. We don't have to tell people what it is, but I know your 9 to 5 during COVID-19, it shut down. And how did people take the what were your views of people's mental capacity when that shut down?
In order for people to have gotten through this, your mental had to be strong.
That's right.
Because during this COVID time, a lot of people were going through the motions, whether it would be like stress, anxiety, depression. Some people were having a hard time dealing with it, especially if they lived alone or, just being around someone else for most of the day, for days in, days out. It created a lot of issues. It created like alcoholism, depression, maybe even violence, domestic violence.
Right.
This was a real test of relationships. This was a test of your mental strength. And God bless us that got through at this time. But some people are still dealing with the situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're still dealing with it. We're definitely still dealing with it, and I think that it's going to take a long time for people to really get over what's going on, and especially during this time right here during COVID-19. Like I said, the Spanish flu pandemic took 2 years to recover, and people are going to have post-traumatic stress disorder from the situation, which is going to be added on to other things that they already have going on in their life. And for us to be the breadwinner, and for us to have things that we're supposed to accomplish as men and do things as men, that those are other areas, those are other responsibilities that's not going to be piled up on our shoulders, So, and I think that we as men, because you're my brother to my right, my brother to my left. We talk. You know what I'm saying? We definitely talk, and the great thing is that the question was that I put it out there was because I saw that the brother Chadwick Boseman passed away. And he held having colon cancer for 4 years. So what kind of mental capacity or strain does that put on someone to not only hold that information to yourself for 4 years, but to still be able to work and to do things as normal, as if they were normal, when in reality they weren't? Because he was going visiting, like you said, he was visiting children's cancer clinics. He was talking to people. He was actually doing, he spoke at his alumni of Howard University, but he was still sick.
Right.
And what kind of mental strength did he have to be able to say, hey, you know what, I got to get through this. I got to get past this. I got to be strong not only for myself, but I got to be strong for my family. So if you're just tuning in once again, we're talking about men's mental health and the understanding of who do we talk to, who do we confide to, who can we chop it up with as it pertains to our mental health? Because it's something real. You know what I'm saying?
Right, definitely.
We printed up a couple things today just to talk about enjoying everyday mental health tips. So one of the things is, before we show a couple videos or that one video, the key thing is enjoy life and have the ability to laugh and have fun. And I think that people don't enjoy life to the point where they can just say, you know what, I can sit back, enjoy life, laugh, and have fun.
Well, the reality is that not everybody's life is to that point.
That's right.
You could be homeless, you could have substance abuse. So how are you going to enjoy life when you have these issues going on in your life?
That's right.
Right. And the only way you're going to resolve those issues is by facing those issues. And emotional pain lasts longer than physical pain. Because you could slap me in the face and I'd be like, all right, you stole one. But if I get raped, that's something that, or molested, that's something that lasts longer.
Correct.
And if I don't address it, not only will I deflect that issue on my friends and family, it could be deflected on society itself. We have a a large percentage of the population of black men and Hispanic men had no fathers in the home, and that's designed. That's designed for us because we don't have those father figures in our home to discipline us or give us or show a man how to be a man. So what we do as young kids is what we do. We look toward the streets. The pimps, the pushers, the drug dealers, and things like that nature. We all have to realize that substance abuse and mental health are problems in society, and if you do try to resolve them through therapy or whatever, that is not a shame. It's not a black mark on you. It's not a black mark on you.
And I think that's a challenge, especially us being black and Hispanic men, that we think that asking for help
Right.
Correct.
is that weakness, And you said something just now, because right here, so this information I picked up, I forgot, it's from Everyday Mental Health Tips, Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. This is posted in September 17th, 2019. This is Everyday Mental Health Tips. And, something you just said to piggyback on, it says being mentally or emotionally healthy means more than being free of depression, anxiety, or other psychiatric illnesses.
Right.
And other thing it says here, are you able to deal with stress and bounce back from adversity? Feel a sense of meaning and purpose in both the activities and your relationship? Are you flexible to adapt to change?
Right. And most people don't like change.
No, they don't like change. Most
They
people
don't
do not
like
like change. Not realizing that in order for you, to say the 3 C's of life, you have to make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never ever change.
Absolutely.
But once again, LA, you have that video I sent you, right?
Yep.
So I definitely want to play that video for you if you're tuning in, just so we can take a look at Mr. Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman's death was a shock to us all. For those that questioned why Chadwick passing hurt the black community the way it has, I'll explain why. He was truly a class act. His determination to be great went unnoticed. He was our superhero, not only in the Black Panther, but many other roles, such as Jackie Robinson in 42, James Brown in Get On Up, along with many other roles he played. But the Black Panther gave both kids and adults overall to see black excellence in a way we have never seen it before. He was our superhero. He has moved and touched so many people on so many levels. He was truly perfected his craft both on screen and off screen. His passing, like many others, both famous and non-famous, allows us to see how precious life is, how short life is, and how beautiful it is. Stop making excuses of putting things off in your life, because nothing to us is ever promised. So once again, and I refer back to that, and one of the reasons why I kind of had this show is because of that situation right there, where Chadwick passed away, and people were such in shock, and they were like, "Well, wow, I didn't know he had colon cancer." Well, you definitely wouldn't have known because he didn't share it. So once again,
Right.
How was that? How has that? How was that so able to? People were able to, really understand what that meant if you didn't know his situation.
Well, look at the situation even now with, him being the strong man that he is. How many black and Hispanic men go get a colon check? If you catch this early, you can come through. You can come out of it. Colon cancer is real big in the black and Hispanic community, right? How many men do really go check?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we see like, nah, you're not doing that to me, or for the fact that I have that is because, it makes me look weak. And that's any type of cancer.
Yeah.
But we don't check on ourselves with our doctors. Some of us don't even have medical coverage.
Which is another added stress on our shoulders.
Absolutely. Even to get therapy or treatment the first thing they ask you is what medical insurance you have, not what you have. That's
Right.
hurt. That's ailing you.
Right.
What
First
medical
question is,
insurance
right.
you got, and then that medical insurance is going to dictate what treatment you get. So they could say, even myself, when I went through a passing of my grandmother, which she was the matriarch of my family, and I said, you know what? Let me talk to somebody. I listen to people every day, but there's no one to listen to me.
That's right.
So I said, let me find somebody so I could talk to, as far as bereavement, to get past
Right.
this, her passing. And I went through my insurance, and I had to go through like 12 therapists before I found one that took me and had space for me.
Wow.
And she wasn't even African American or Hispanic.
Wow.
So they kept putting me on hold. Oh, I'll get back to you. I'm too booked. Call me in a month.
Yeah. it's
Like,
crazy.
I need the help now. I don't
Right.
need the help a month from
Right.
now. I need the help now. And me, who I'm a professional, I went through it. But imagine somebody who doesn't have the patience that I have,
Right.
or don't have the the stability that I have.
Right.
They're gonna give up, and they'll
Yeah.
go to the corner and they'll go buy drugs. They'll go buy liquor, and that's how they're gonna handle
Find
that
the relief.
situation.
Yeah.
I want to read some of the comments that people have put on Facebook when I put the question out. So I say, who do men talk to about their mental health and physical health challenges in their life? Someone said no one, and which is true. They
Yeah,
don't.
I'm talking about.
LaQuette Lucas says, hey, they should talk to those they most trust. Most so they don't keep that energy bottled up inside of them, which can manifest into sickness. Most men won't do it, unfortunately. Christine Jackson says someone close, sometimes a female friend. Ingrid says God, not only God, but they go to a male friend, male role model, someone wise, their father or a relative. Someone says therapist. Melly Bean says each other. Mike says every man needs a man, and that's real. Yeah. Every man needs a man. That's a deep statement. Every man does need a man. My boy Lawrence says a good brother and a trusted physician. You got on there and said, you definitely said they should talk to a professional, but a black or Hispanic men talk to their friends only. It is still taboo in our communities to tell your problems to a stranger, and there are not enough therapists that are culturally competent to understand our struggle.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with you. Definitely agree with you on that. Back again, my boy Marcus Clark says I used to talk to my brother Reggie Hammond. Don't know who now because the brother was passed away, unfortunately. One of the guys in my reserve unit said I got a friend I can tell anything to. It's a girl, so I think it's more comfortable to talk to her. Brother Mark Alexander said I talk to my wife, close friend, doctor, or therapist. When the brother said Pierre Bennett says I talk to myself. And listen,
Yeah, you can talk your problems out.
You can definitely talk to yourself about your problems, and it's not far fetched. But and one of the things is self-awareness and self-healing and self-understanding is real.
Yes.
Especially if you know how to meditate and pray and do things like that. Christopher Michonne says men's mental health isn't taken seriously.
No.
It's not. So he had a good point in that. One brother said, Mom, talk to your mom. Jasmine Cruz said, me. Corey Taylor says, the wall. I guess, and it sounds funny, but that's a part of your
honest answers.
Most honest answer, right?
Yeah, like let me talk to this wall, because if I don't talk to the wall, I may flip out.
Right, but how realistic is you talking to a wall true,
true.
Because you're trying to get feedback.
Right.
You're trying to get feedback on. Most of us know the answer to the problem.
That's right.
We just need the appropriate feedback to say, yeah, all right, yeah,
Right.
okay.
No doubt.
Like a confirmation.
Right, that confirmation.
Confirmation,
And
the
that
confirmation.
confirmation could be, a therapist, could be a good friend, it could be a
Right.
teacher, it could be, somebody positive in your neighborhood.
No doubt.
But most of the time we don't want to share that because
Right.
then we look weak.
Weak.
In the military, there is problems from sexual abuse to PTSD. And you're really going to have a soldier talk to another soldier about being maybe raped or assaulted in the military?
Yeah, you're
No,
right.
you're not going to do that.
Right.
You're not going to do that, And this is an organization that has live guns and ammo.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
that's a real sensitive topic.
Is that something similar to like Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
what that guy was going through.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what he was going through, and
Right.
see how he reached a point.
Right.
He reached a point where he just said, my life isn't worth it, and everybody else's life isn't worth it.
That's right. I want to big shout out to to Rain. Shouting you out on the Instagram, trying to shout some people out who are tuning in. And if you're just tuning in, if you want to call us, give us a call, 516-945-9099. Share your thoughts. Someone said, preach, brother. I waved at somebody, and someone else says, let me get back here. Just want to read some of the comments, real briefly. Says, I know I'm late. You may have addressed it already, but one thing that needs to be embraced is that it's okay not to be okay. And that's real. No, Manny Dogs, you're not late. There's a meme with Will Smith crying. People mocked it. The fact alone shows how people are mentally, seriously unable to understand. They wonder why men lose it, and it's tragic. That's definitely, no, I agree. I definitely agree. Manny Dog says they have feminized emotions and have made it to that point. We have repressed our feelings. Hey Kimberly, what's going on? I see you. Hey China, what's going on out of Houston, Texas? So once again, if you're just tuning in, we're live on Facebook. I'm live with Alvin After Dark, talking about men's health and awareness, and who do we talk to when it comes to mental health. Going back and forth here.
A lot of it is with trust too.
Yeah.
Trust in who you sharing your issue, your problems with. Some people feel like what I'm telling you should stay here.
Right, confidentiality.
Right, confidentiality is very
It's
hard
key.
to find.
But who's the first person that you trust? Who's the first person you trust? Is your parents.
That's right.
That's the first people that you're in communication with is your parents. So if one of those parents did something to you, which there's a lot of women that I've met, that are involved into drugs and alcohol and were molested.
That's right.
And they won't tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
They lost trust in their parents.
Because they lost trust in the parent. That first person that you came in contact with, that you said, I'm going to trust this person, then betrayed your trust. So you shut down.
Right.
And that could be a coach, that could be your father, that could be your mother, that could be a sister, brother, that could be your uncle.
Right.
And then you start seeing these things manifest later on.
It's crazy you said that because, we like I said, we all talk, past relationship, ex-girlfriend, something happened in her childhood where it gave her, she lost trust of people. And then, and we're dealing with people who are more secure than she is, her insecurity level now is much higher.
It's a defense mechanism.
It's a defense mechanism. Right. So anything that triggers that defense mechanism, now she looks at it as a red flag when sometimes things aren't always as they seem to be.
Right.
She looks deeper now into everything.
She way deeper, which we've had a conversation about
Right.
already. And once again, that just goes into the trust level that people have, or lack of trust that people have, where sometimes there are people who are there to help pick up the pieces and not break them anymore.
Right. But if you've been hurt already,
so much,
do you really want to take that chance?
Especially as a man.
Especially as a man, yeah.
Because we've been broken in so many different directions. Broken from family, broken right now from police brutality, broken from jobs and everything we can possibly think of, and having that weight on our shoulder.
Right.
And so we figure if we cannot do the things we need to do as a man, then who do we turn to? Who do we turn to? And it's deeper than most people actually understand or really realize. And they wonder why, they say, well, and I'll take a little further into relationships where I kind of didn't want to, but they wonder why certain women say, well, I don't want to date no broken man. Well, you have to understand where someone was before you can go further with them.
Right.
And there's a lot of broken people out here in general. A lot of us are broken. In general.
Right, to some point, some point we are, we all have issues, what we say, right? We all have issues.
Yeah, we have issues.
We all have issues. Some people's issues manifest more than others. And if you want to be with that person and help them with those issues, that's fine. But if you don't, that's also fine too. You know, there's some people that, you know, I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put myself in a situation
Correct.
where I don't know how to deal with that, and you don't want to deal with it.
That
so,
should be explained though
Yeah.
to the other person. Like,
right.
it shouldn't just be where they ridicule them or make fun of the situation.
Right.
I wanna read something here from Miss Loda Inez De Leon. I'm sorry, I'm messing up your name, but she's a great platform. We must build our men in order to strengthen our homes. There are so many things that are kept hush because men aren't supposed to speak, aren't supposed to speak. Weak or emotional situations leaving brokenness all around. Which is definitely true. Once again, if you want to call the numbers 516-945-9099, just to share your thoughts and things like that. And definitely want to finish reading what we have here. So one of the things, one of the first things. You want to read the first one?
Sure. First page or the first?
Number one.
All right.
Covering your face, man.
Here we go. Practice self-care and make yourself a priority. The first step in practicing self-care is to take care of your body. In order to do this, it is important to eat a healthy diet. Research has shown that what you eat and don't eat affects the way you think and feel. Exercise, which can help decrease depression and anxiety and improve moods. Get enough sleep, very important.
It's crazy that's not even crazy, but that's there, and people don't realize that what we take into our body affects our mental.
Absolutely.
What we take into our body definitely affects our mental state, and people don't realize how important that is.
Right, but also too, most of us not in a position to eat healthy.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If you have, let's say, a little bit amount of money, and getting a grilled chicken salad is way better than getting a number 5 at McDonald's. But the grilled chicken salad is gonna cost you $10, $12.
Right.
The number 5 $4.99. You know what I'm saying? So how are you
Right.
gonna feed yourself and maybe you got 2 kids and they don't want to eat a kale salad.
Right.
They're gonna want to eat something. I think we have to look at the people's finances too,
right.
because that plays a big part in what you buy and what you eat.
In our environment.
Right.
Most of us are from the hood. Most of us grew up where everything around us was fast food, junk food. It wasn't really the whole foods, the healthy foods, the shake shops and everything.
Well, that's more now because I know growing up, and I'm a little older than you guys.
Just a little.
I feel a little bit more though. I feel it a little bit more, and I really didn't eat out. I ate mostly at home.
Yeah.
So I ate mostly home cooked food.
Right.
I remember when the first McDonald's, which is still there, came in my neighborhood, and it was like, yay, McDonald's, because nobody, I made a hamburger at home. My mom's and my grandmother made a hamburger at home.
See, that goes back to that too. Also, your family, your upbringing, you was taught that we cook.
That's right.
right.
We cook.
And we prefer you eat this food.
It's cleaner.
Right.
It's fresher.
A lot of us didn't have that setup where the family was there or the parents are there, so they'll give him $5, leave him $5 for the day. So now he got to go outside and get whatever he can to hold himself down. A lot of us, or a lot of people in general, had to take care of themselves growing up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read number 2. Once, if you're just tuning in to Alvin After Dark, we're talking about who do men confide in when it comes to our mental health. So, and if you want to give us a call, number is 516-945-9099. Number 2 says, and this is big actually. This is huge.
Yeah.
Number 2 is disconnect from electronics and social media. Consider adding an electronic-free time period to your day. Taking time to unplug and disconnect from the constant stream of emails and alerts will allow you to interact with people face to face and will help you reduce the many feelings of FOMO that social media can stir up. Now, you're supposed to look up FOMO in the car, did you?
Yeah, I did.
What is it? What does it mean?
That's fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
Right, but I mean that's a big that's like a big issue for people, because like somebody like me who flips sneakers, right?
Yeah.
So if a new Yeezy or a new Jordan is coming out and I don't have access to a computer or to, my phone or something, when that drops, I missed out. And if I missed out, I missed out on that sale.
But
You see what I'm saying?
but there's a.
I'm constantly like, ding.
How do you feel
ding.
if you miss out?
Oh, I feel like a herb. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
But for instance, your job doing that and my job in the auto industry of someone getting caught, they mean from people who are spending that much time just on social media itself. You know what I'm saying? Which I guess is what you're saying.
Right.
You're doing it for the work purposes, but I think because people right now are just so socially awkward because they spend so much time on social media that they lost that human connection. And then the human connection has been so lost to the point where, like, I call you.
Right.
I call you. I call Tim. You know what I'm saying? We get together, we go out, we go for a walk, we go out for a drink, so we connect. You know what I'm saying? One that has to do with our age, that's one.
Yes.
But
Generation.
but we are able to still text, we pick up the phone and be like, yo, call you. How many times you call somebody, you text someone, or you call someone and they text you back. And they're texting you a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to disconnect to reconnect with ourselves.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I
I don't mean to cut you.
Yeah.
A lot of things that people do when they first wake up is grab that phone.
grab their phone.
Straight to the phone before they even get up and do anything else. They just on the phone maybe for an hour before they get out the bed.
A therapist said your phone should not be next to you when you wake up. And he said, if someone said, I use it for my alarm. Bullshit. You have a clock, you have TV, use that for your alarm. And they said, put your phone away. Your phone should not be in your namaste area. What's number 3?
Number 3 is engage in activities that provide meaning. Partake in activities that make you feel happy, productive, challenge your creativity, whether though drawing, taking exercise class, going out to dinner with friends, or caring for a pet. Spending quality time with those who matter can take you to feel good. But once again, somebody you might like, your quality time might be looking on your phone at different things, maybe coupons because you want to shop, and you say, you got your own line of clothing. So if you could connect with somebody from China that's going to make your clothing cheaper, you have to have that connection. And due to the time difference, you're going to be on that phone maybe more than me or Al.
Right.
So
you know what I think too? I think it's also the content that we're looking at on social media.
right.
So I think when it pertains to work, it's okay, but I think it has to do with that content. Like, what are we? Because people have become mentally depressed looking at other people's life.
Well, they always done that. That's keeping up with the Joneses.
Yes.
Because
Exactly.
even before the social media thing came out, if I saw Rico and Rico got, look at Rico, man, he got this, he got that, and I don't got anything. That's always been like that.
Yeah. Right.
It's always been like that. It's just with social media, it's easier.
That's right.
It's easier.
That's right.
I don't have to actually go to the block to see
Right.
Rico to see you.
Right.
I
You
just
know
go
what I'm
on the
saying?
phone.
I just
Right.
go on the phone.
Right.
Look at Al doing some nonsense, or look at
Right.
Rico doing this, or look
Right.
at, that's just, it's made it more convenient.
Right.
Yeah.
It's made it more convenient.
Let's take a look and see what people are saying real quick. So she also says, Lotus says, hey, keep it going, brothers. Great to see men encouraging other men. No, most definitely. Each one teach one. Jasmine Cruz says, you have to find balance with everything in life. Definitely, you got to find balance.
True.
Tim Lewis says, we shouldn't be watching, listening to hour-long shows on Facebook. This is the platform we got, brother. So this is what we go. Real funny. You threw me off when he said that. Once again, if you're just tuning in to Alvin After Dark, we're also, our sponsor is brought to you by BMW Freeport, located at 291 West Sunrise Highway. See Boyd Canty over at BMW Freeport. Tell them Alvin Peters sent you. Also brought to you by Auto Lease Direct, located at 4219 Merrick Road in Massapequa, New York. If you're looking to get any kind of other brand as well of auto leases, see Ron Chin. Tell them Alvin Peters sent you. But once again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about men's mental health. Who do we talk to when it comes to men's mental health? If you want to call in, number is 516-945-9099. I was trying to get a therapist to call in, but I couldn't get a hold of her at all. So hopefully next time. But we were number 4, right? Yeah, we were number 4.
Cool. Volunteer. The meaning and purpose derived from helping others on the community can enrich and expand your life and make you happier. There's no limit to the individual and group volunteer opportunities you can explore. Schools, places of worship, nonprofits, and charitable organizations of all sorts depend on volunteers for help in any capacity.
So I think that we got a caller calling in. Hey, caller, good evening. How you doing? What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's E-Man. What up, Joe?
Yo, what's up, E? What's good, baby?
What's good, baby? Now, I was watching the show, man. I'm like, yeah, it's an important topic that I don't think get enough airtime.
Yo, before you even talk, I want you to tell the people where you calling from.
No, I'm all the way in South Dakota, man.
That's what I'm talking about. My man calling from South Dakota.
Dakota in the
Listen,
building.
me and that guy grew up together. He used to beat me. You remember E from from the spot?
Yeah.
He used to beat me up, man.
That's crazy.
We talk about mental health issues, all right, man? Come on, man.
What's up, man? So what's your thought process on the topic?
Listen, man, I honestly, I think, especially being that you talk about kind of where we from, it was never safe. It was never safe, man, to be able to say, look, I'm not okay or I'm not good.
Yeah.
And we deal with things like trauma and anxiety, and we have to cover it up. We teach ourselves that we have to cover it up because you live in a dog-eat-dog world. And so when we grow to become men and we grow to become adults, we start to use those same coping mechanisms in adulthood. And when we're trying to become fathers and husbands and professionals, those mechanics don't work. And when those mechanics don't work, that is what can lead to depression and stress and anxiety, because what I know, now I have to unknow and I have to undo. And it's extremely important. You had said earlier, men need men, man, and that's true. It's like the Spartan way, right? To become a Spartan, you can only become a Spartan from a Spartan. And I think being able to surround yourself with men who are of substance and understand the journey, that's the only way we can really get and grow through this whole thing, man.
No, great comment, man.
Yeah,
Definitely, I salute you for that, man. Thanks for calling. How you feeling, man? How's the weather out there?
Man, it's hot. It's allergy season, and I'm dying out here, man. COVID done canceled my season, so I'm not coaching right now. So I'm depressed about that, man. How about that? When I say that, I feel sad about that, man. That's my team.
Well, I will tell, but before you hang up, I got to tell everybody this. Me and that brother grew up together, just like these two brothers here. And this brother, I saw him at his sister's house up in Orange County a few years ago. He makes the best fried chicken I've ever had.
Hey, man, he ain't lying, though.
Yo, E, man, thanks for calling in, man. Keep tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. And God bless you. And say hi to the family for me, man.
I will do, bro.
All right, take care.
Later.
The brother was definitely dropping some jewels, man. And it's
great comment.
Definitely. And it's wonderful. We don't do this enough. Men do not get around together. And most, I refrain from that. Well, certain men don't do it. I know we do it because we once again we have that relationship, so we chop it up. So so a lot of women that say, hey, men need to talk to other men. These are things that we do. We got to talk to each other and be able to build one another and connect. And we have to also tell each other when we are wrong.
Right.
And we as men can't get upset by that.
You got to put those egos aside.
That's right. We got to put our egos aside, and we can't be upset about that because it's important, and we have to sometimes hold on to those egos. You know what I'm saying? And say, listen, you know what? It's you right. You know what I'm saying? He checks me all the time. Tim checks me all the time. We haven't been in that business to check each other, but we build and we talk, and that's great. So once again, if you're just tuned in, is talking about men's mental and how are we able to deal with it. Who do we confide in? Who do we talk to? You know, in an outlet. There's also a number you said that if people need mental health.
Yeah, if people want to seek mental health, if they don't have any medical insurance, you can call 1-800-LIFE-NET. That's once again 1-800-LIFE-NET, and these are operators that will plug you into, social workers, also facilities that have, these mental health curriculums or substance abuse, curriculums that they might have. I've used it plenty of times, and working every day, and I've been successful with it.
Definitely.
That's a good number down.
Yeah, definitely. We got about 18 minutes left. I definitely want to play that video again of Chadwick Boseman. You have the video ready for LA? Yeah, I want to play that video one time before. I know we have about 18 minutes left. So if you just tuned in, we're gonna play it for you again.
And I remember, you had mentioned that he hid his illness.
That's right.
Maybe a few friends and family knew what was going on, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had a therapist that he spoke to.
That's right.
That he spoke to about his illness and what are the fact that he is gonna die. These are things that
He was mentally prepared for.
been mentally prepared for. So that's why he went so hard in playing the roles that he did and being so successful, because he knew his time was short.
Yeah. LA, our mics are on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Tim Lewis did say you hit the nail on the head. Men need to tell each other they love them too. And that's important, man. And once again, it's not something that men do on a daily basis. Is hey, I love you. And that's important. And once again, being emotional with each other is not a weakness; it's a strength. Having that ability to care for one another and being very open and honest. And it's something that we need to be able to do on a continual basis. It's not a bad thing to show emotions to each other as men, and that's very important. Once again, we as men don't need to define being emotional as a weakness. It's a strength, and it's a good strength to have. It's a good strength to have. What was the next one? That was my turn, right?
Yep.
So
We definitely need to learn how to uplift each other also.
yes,
Most of the time, my circle, my immediate circle, we call each other kings.
no doubt.
So we greet each other that way.
Right.
What's
Yeah.
up, King? And safe travels. Love you get home safe.
No doubt.
That needs to be practiced more. We definitely need to exercise that more with each other.
No, definitely. And I must say, man, for some reason, the older I've become, the more emotional I've become. Man, I was watching, what's that? Undercover Boss. Y'all watch Undercover
Yeah, I
Boss?
see, I see.
Man, I was watching Undercover Boss the other day. Towards the end of the show is where they give people a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
And they get one brother, his wife was going through cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was upset because the company he was working for Vivint not have that security system. He was working for Vivint, and Vivint didn't give him a time off to take his wife
To chemo. or
to
whatever.
chemotherapy. And he said, after all I've done for this company, they didn't give me the
Right.
time off. And at the end of the show, because Undercover Boss told him, not only did he gave the guy $100,000, that made him just bust out. I was sitting there going, damn. I was like this. I was like, but no, the brother, he was happy with joy.
Right. But see, in that sense, right, what would have been better for that gentleman?
Yeah.
The 100,000 or the time to spend with his wife?
Well, he had them both.
Now he is, but initially, that's like you're my boss, and my grandmother's passing. She's passing in a week. They gave her a week to live, and you're like, no, you can't take off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna build some type of animosity
Yeah, it
and some
does.
sentiment.
It does.
Like, everything I do, I always on time. I'm always on this. I just asked you for this one little
Right.
thing, and you can't do it.
Yeah.
That would have been more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So number 5 says, engage in meditation or mindfulness. Relaxation, exercise can improve your state of mind and outlook on life. In fact, research shows that meditation may help you feel even calmer. So definitely meditation is key. There's a lot of pictures you can do if you like water, if you like looking at the sky, whatever you find your niche is, or whatever's going to make you feel calmer. Please do those things. And gentlemen, if you're out there listening, it's okay. Listen, take a walk. I just bought a bicycle. I've been going bike riding and go for a walk. It's good to do. So meditation is cool.
You can find cool, relaxing sounds on YouTube also. If
Yeah.
you can't get out, you can, have that in the background if you work from home. When you're relaxing in bed.
Yeah. What's number 6?
Number 6, avoid heavy substance use. It is important to keep alcohol use to a minimum and avoid other drugs. Many people use drugs and other drugs to self-medicate, but in reality, substance use may get in the way of your ability to function at work, school, maintain stable home life, handle life's difficulties, and relate to others. And that's exactly what I do every day. You'd be surprised how many people in this country are using drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
And to the point where it's an epidemic now.
Yeah.
It's an epidemic. I know you grew up in the 90s. We all, 90s rap, 80s rap. That was the best time for rap music. Now this time you see these young rappers that, it was never cool to be the addict.
Yeah.
I know nowadays it was never cool to be an
not at
addict.
all.
Right.
If you was if they labeled you as a dope fiend, you was a
Right.
dope fiend. If you was a crack, you was a crackhead,
Right.
Now it's cool.
Yeah,
Now
it's
it's cool to be
promoted.
to be a dope fiend, to be, drinking lean and popping pills and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And all that is just, you're blocking yourself from really resolving the issues that you really need to resolve. Like one thing that we say in the treatment field is that drugs are not the problem, but they're a symptom of a deeper rooted issue. So whether you've been molested or you don't have a job or you broke up with your girlfriend, those are the problems that you don't want to deal with. So you seek these avenues of alcohol, drugs, and to, avoid that real situation that you need to resolve.
That's right. That's right. Number 7.
That's it. Get help from a licensed mental health professional when and if you need it. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not a weakness. Just as it requires effort to build and maintain physical health, so it is with mental health.
Which we've been saying all evening, talking about, mental health. Listen, if you're out there, once again, if you're just tuning in, you're live with Alvin After Dark, and we're talking about who do men turn to when it comes to our mental health. Let you know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to confide in someone. It's okay to get a therapist, talk to a doctor. It's okay to go for a walk. But the most thing is that you're seeking that help and that you're being of sound mind and say, I need help. I need to talk with someone about my challenges in my life. We got about 10 minutes left. And I kind of want to read this right here.
Well, if I could elaborate
Yeah, sure.
on the 7th, to seek a licensed mental health professional is important. If you have a medical plan, look at behavioral health. There's always a number there, and you can call that number if you have a medical, even if you have Medicaid, and try to find that person that they usually do it by sectors, by your zip code, and find that therapist that is going to accommodate you and work with you. Unfortunately, there's not too many Black and Hispanic therapists, and to help us with our issues. So you're definitely going to find somebody who's not culturally competent to deal with us. But you have to, I'd rather you be there and work on your issues than not be there and work on your issues.
Definitely. So once again, we got about 10 minutes left, and we're gonna just talk and chop it up. And once again, if you want to call, the number is 516-945-9099. Number once again is 516-945-9099. So I'll read what the good doctor who wrote this is, written by Dr. MD, Jeffrey Borenstein. And he ends the list by saying, "This list includes a few small but impactful ways to improve your mental health every single day. It is most important to remember that treatment is effective. People who get appropriate care can recover from mental illness and lead full, productive, and rewarding lives." So that's the most important thing, that you understand that. You know, once again, if you're just tuning in, you're live with Alvin After Dark, and I have the pleasure of having his brother right here, Oscar, and Rico to my left and right, who's chopping it up with me. And you'll be seeing Oscar sometime from time to time. And my co-host here, Rico, you'll definitely be seeing him. And he has what kind of clothing line?
Freak Life Apparel, men's and women's clothing line. IG is Freak Life 18. Look me up. Check it out. If you see something, let me know. We're working hard and things are getting better. So the confidence and the drive is even harder. We love to see our customers happy, and it makes us go harder. So real quick, I just want to thank everybody who's been supporting us, whether it's been by purchasing something, sharing something, commenting. Appreciate all of it. And Alvin is one of our biggest supporters, so I want to thank you too. I know.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. And what's your line?
You catch me on Earthskin357 on IG. If you need any hot new sneakers, just hit me up. If I can get them for you, I'll get them for you.
Made you up.
You know, just let me know in advance, because you know, when this new drop comes out, it's like so crazy when, you know, trying to get them. But you know, working on a new line, developing some new patterns and new things coming up. Hopefully, when this COVID settles down, we can move a little better. Know Alvin for plenty years. Always supported him. He always supports me. He's a good brother.
Yes.
You know, anytime I need anything, he's always there for me. So, you know, he's also a good supporter of the sneaker game, because I got him his Jordan. And stuff like that.
Definitely.
I never see him with him, but he got it.
Truth be told, my nephew came over and put them on, and I was like, "Oh, okay, you got the same size." And I just gave them to him. And I said, "Listen, those sneakers were handed to me."
That's love.
Yeah. And once again, you can catch me definitely. You know, I'm in the automotive field. So once again, you know, if you're in the market to get any type of vehicle, please hit me up, because I have the connections there. You know, so I have my connection at BMW. You know, BMW driver. But once again, you're tuned into Alvin After Dark, and we talk about entertainment, fashion, health, relationships, trending topics, and culture. Also giving entrepreneurs a platform to market themselves. So if anyone would like to come on the show, market your product, talk about what you do, you know, we're going to, you know, you're actually going to be up here 15 minutes. We're having here the whole hour, and you're going to chop it up with us. You're going to have some fun with us. You're going to laugh with us. And definitely one of the most serious topics we've had in a long time, and I think it's definitely needed just because of what's going on in the world. You know, there's so much mental health challenges going on in the world right now, where people need that outlet, especially men. You know, we're focusing on men. I know women have mental health challenges too, but we want to focus on men. One of the reasons, like I said, is because, like you said earlier, what type of mental strength did Chadwick have? You know, to someone prepare him to say, you know, your life is going to be your life expectancy. What can I say?
Expectation.
There you go. Expectation. If you live in life, I can get it out. So whoever, you know, prepared him for that, prepared him real well, because he held it real well. I know people talked about how he got skinny and what was he doing, and they don't realize that when you shame someone, that you don't know what that person goes through. Right. You know, and whether that person, you know, even famous people, believe it or not, they go through mental illnesses, and they feel, because, you know, if their fans don't look at them a certain way, they feel some way about it.
We're a vain society. You know what I'm
right.
saying? We're a vain society. If you lose weight too fast, you on drugs or you have HIV.
Right.
Right? If you gain weight, then you either got a thyroid issue or you just a slob. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you fell off. So there's no even playing. Right. You know, there's no even playing. You know, it's just the fact that that's just how society is. So that's why vanity is so big. You know, I got to get lipo. I got to get Botox. I got to get my hairline back. Yeah. I got to get my teeth straight. You know, and these are things that, you know, if you look good, you're supposed to feel good, but necessarily you don't.
And that's not always the case. That's right. 'Cause some, you know, you have a lot of these people who are on social media who look great, got thousands of likes, but deep down inside, they're filled, they're empty.
Right.
There's no substance there.
And it's funny because Kanye, right? Kanye West, he says the most beautiful people do the most ugliest things.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right? And look at his situation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And he didn't follow his own rules
Yep.
and regulations in the game, you know? So,
Yep. Even with his song, what was his song?
Which one?
Gold Digger.
Oh, that's right.
Gold
Gold Digger. That's right. That's right. That's right. You know.
Since how you predict your own future.
That's right. So once again, you're live with Alvin. We're live with Alvin After Dark, and we're hanging out here. And once again, you know, I will tell you this. So if you're tuning in, I'm trying to put together a cipher. I'm talking about a real cipher, old school cipher. We got a stage on the other side of the studio. We want to do an old school cipher, bringing back hip hop. Talking about when hip hop was like, talking about Big Daddy Kane hip hop. Talking about Run DMC hip hop. We're talking about who else? Who else we got? You know,
Staircase.
Rakim,
Staircase hip hop.
KRS-One, Staircase hip hop, a cipher
Under the shed.
under
in
the
front of the
shed,
building.
like rapping.
Right.
And making it make sense. No, hibbity dibbity dibbity.
well, you know, they have that though with the battle rappers.
Yeah, I see that.
If you follow a lot of the battle rappers and underground rappers, they really put on a good cipher and good battles. You know,
I'm
if you
talking about
check 'em
throw a
out.
beat. Listen, if you can play an instrument too, keyboard or drums, we got a whole stage back here.
But you don't want to battle, you want to cipher.
You just want to cipher. We don't want to.
We're gonna do the Alvin
we
After
can
Dark cipher like they do on BET.
We can do a battle too, but I think it'll be real cool just to have brothers not battle each other,
Yeah,
but just
I think a cipher.
just a cipher,
Right.
like you know, get someone to
Good
play the
energy,
piano
right.
and just you know,
Acoustic.
like some acoustic stuff, like
Right.
keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Take it back to old school. Talking about when rap was
Have
when
fun with it.
when hip hop was hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Big Park.
yeah. Big Park, Edenwood Projects,
Big Park parties.
225th Street Drive. But you know, we want to thank everyone who was tuning in. Once again, we got a couple of minutes, so we're hanging out here. We just chop it up, and it's always a pleasure to be amongst great men and having great conversation. And I definitely appreciate both these brothers for coming out because they've always been supportive of me, and I really appreciate that. And once again, you know, we definitely need each other because you know, as you can see, the world that we're living in is a lot of negativity, and if you fall into that negativity, you fall into the trap. Like someone just posted a video. I'm not a video, but someone posted a meme said, "Why isn't anyone talking about the 39 kids they found in Georgia?" My response to that meme was, "Why haven't you posted the article with the people, with the marshals who found 39 kids?" Because someone said that was not true. I fact checked it. You know, with my media skills, I fact checked it. CNN and ABC in the South. Channel 9 News in the South, it was true.
They're reporting it?
They reported it, but because also in our algorithm of social media, you're only going to see constant things flowing at a certain time. It's what people are putting up. So that's very, very important that you definitely understand that and things like that. But, you know, once again, you know, you're live with Alvin After Dark. Before we go, any last comments?
I always say, if you hang out with 3 millionaires, you're going to be the 4th millionaire.
Yes, sir.
So hang out with people that are positive. Don't hang out with people that are negative.
Yes, sir.
Always, you know, if somebody does something that you feel that's off, question that. You know, don't be afraid that the collective is not going to accept you because that might not be the place for you to be, you know?
Great.
What's your going on comments for tonight?
Stay strong, Kings. Lean on each other. We each other's crutches. Have somebody you can reach out to. If it ain't family, hopefully you have a friend, a confidant. And it's just help each other build and become great.
No doubt. And once again, listen, remember, the good Lord don't put you to nothing you can't handle. It's all how you handle it. But definitely, please reach out to someone, you know, whoever it is, a pastor, a good friend, an old teacher, you know, a life coach, your best friend, your mom, your grandmother, whoever it is, someone that you feel that you could trust That's the most important thing. I think is finding someone you can trust. And if reach out to me, hit me up on Alvin Peters 76 on IG or Alvin Peters on Facebook. I'll be more than happy to listen to your problems. Believe it or not, I'll definitely make you laugh. So listen, thank you for tuning in to Alvin After Dark. We're gonna catch you next week, and listen, look for that cipher. Have a good night.
Salute. Good night.
Yes, hello.